Valerie, like you have a legal mind, very logical, and some other people can be more emotional, and so sometimes going to those emotional spaces might be easier for some, but not so easy for others, just because of the way their brain operates. Like I want maybe the logical mind is thinking, I need a give me the model, give me the step by step instructions on how do I go to find that sadness, right? Give me the actual process. Whereas others who maybe are more in tune with their own emotions can go there more easily and start to explore it. But can you give some advice for those who maybe just from their personality, like it's more difficult because maybe they're more analytical and it's hard for them to like dig into the emotions.
Yeah, totally. And I'm one of those people because, know, like I said, I mean, I was a closet meditator for
Yeah,
many,
exactly.
many years. So the idea of, no, that was not my thing. You know? So I totally get that, and I totally hear that. And yeah, I think that there's some real practical things that a person who's more like engineer brain kind of thinking, and I don't mean um, to denigrate an engineer's brain, or people have all kinds of neurodivergence and ways of thinking, and so I just want to say that up front. But say the person who is thinking from and wanting a kind of step by step, how do you actually get in touch with these feelings that are below what may be automatic? Um, and the analogy, the best way I can describe it is what I did when I was a lobbyist, working as a lobbyist. So, and practicing meditation as a lobbyist. Because I said, like a lot of people, I spent a lot of time working. And it's like, I don't have 15 minutes in the morning to sit in meditation. Are you kidding me? I barely have time to get dressed and get out of the house, grab a coffee or something and eat in the car. you know?
Yeah.
And that may be the plight of the circumstance of a lot of people. And so it just made sense to me, like, why don't you start practicing meditation actually at work? Why wait? And why
Mm.
only have it like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the morning or in the evening? And so, the beauty of meditation is that it's portable, this quality of mindful awareness, that is open and um, aware of what's happening right now. Like I'm aware of my feet on the ground and my back against the chair. Like, you can take this portability of awareness and just connecting with that awareness. You're not like, fast forward, what am I going to do after this? And I'm not thinking about in the past because I'm aware of my feet on the ground right here and right now. And again, that is really, really powerful, especially with, the high stakes, high anxiety time that we live in. So what I would do at work, I would be in the halls of Congress or the state capitol, and I would start practicing meditation. And by that I mean I would be in a business suit with heels on, and I would feel my feet on the marble floor. And then I would pay attention to how my body felt inside. Like, was I feeling tension? Was my stomach turned into a knot? Did I have a tension in my neck? Was my heart beating fast? And by paying attention to that, that gave me some information about how I was feeling. And I could then adjust, like, oh, my heart's racing. Maybe I better take a few breaths. Or I'm feeling tension in my shoulders and kind of relaxing, trying to relax a little bit more. So just paying attention to that, the state of my body, which is the state of my mind. And so when I would be in conversation with a person to, to try to persuade them of something or another, some advocacy moment. The work of a lobbyist is to try to persuade people to do stuff that they otherwise would not do. But, to do that in a kind of skillful way. And often, it could be someone who has a very different viewpoint from mine. And often it was that. And so what I would do is I would take sincere and genuine interest in the other person, like really ask them, how are they doing? And listening for understanding, not for correction or to try to take some advantage, but really to listen, to understand where the person was coming from. In fact, I wouldn't open my mouth to say anything if I didn't have sincere and genuine interest in the person. I'd stop myself. And in doing that, in taking sincere and genuine interest, in paying attention to what was happening in my own body, and then having the words that came out of my mouth come from this place of a genuine and sincere interest in the person, the space between us changed. There was a real sense of connectedness. And so for the person who is kind of inclined to, how do I begin to let in, to uncover these very strong emotions that may be deeply embedded, I would say begin by noticing your own body. Like what is your stomach saying, when these issues come up? Is there a tension that you're holding somewhere in your body? The body, we know that the body has its huge intelligence, and there's tremendous information there. We're communicating. In fact, much of the way we communicate with another human being, well over 90% is through the body, right? And so how am I communicating? What is my body saying? And that gives a person a lot of data on what are the emotions happening. So starting there, what is my body saying to me about all of this? And I think for folks who, we and myself included, a type A lawyer, I was like a walking cerebellum, like just kind of cut off from this wisdom of my own body. But it's paying attention to what are those clues that the body is saying, and there is a lot of information there. And again, starting small, to be able to say, I'm noticing tensions in my chest. I wonder what that is about. Or I'm feeling my feet I can feel my feet on the ground. Does that help me feel a little bit more grounded and solid? What is the shape of my body? Often the shape of our body is telling us a lot of information. And so I would say paying attention to that language of the body and what it's saying can be a real help.
I love those very, very practical tips, and also like just that way you describe things as data points. Like, what is your mind thinking about? How is your body feeling? Your stomach, your shoulders, like these are all data points pointing to something and helping us to think more critically about those things.
Absolutely. And we live in such a fast-paced world with so much data points coming at us. So to be able to notice, pause, the stopping to just notice that, that's a victory. That's a big victory. And we don't have to take, 10 minutes, 15 minutes just to notice. Like, oh, we tend to notice when we're really when we come to a critical mass of an emotion or a feeling or a state of being. Like, I'm super hungry, right? Then we know what happens. Or like, I'm super tired, and then you crash.
Mm-hmm.
But the body, before we get to that point, is giving small clues or maybe big clues.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video clip from the Delgado podcast. To get more videos just like this, simply subscribe here on YouTube. Take care.